Matt Drudge continues to be one of the most important, stalwart watchdogs or sheepdogs that is keeping an eye on the wolves of both political parties. The reason I've supported President Trump is the whole establishment, the globalists, the corrupt Vatican, the communist Chinese, the Saudi Arabians, they've all been against him. And he's just been in office 18 days, and he's kept a lot of his promises to start trying to defend the borders, trying to stop radical Islamists coming in from failed states, moving to cut regulations. That's the equivalent of a major tax cut. And so many other things, like trying to pull us out of the whole climate deal with Paris. That's a carbon tax only on the West, not on China and India. It would just shut down what's left of our industry under the whole rubric of, quote, man-made global warming. That's been a proven fraud. Their own internal emails have come out. But Drudge is pissed, and Drudge is rightfully pissed, because Paul Ryan and the Republican leadership, Mitch McConnell, along with Reince Priebus, and along with some of the other establishment types in there, it's just a fact, that Trump brought in to try to take over the Republican Party, well, they're just taking over his administration. And I couldn't be more ecstatic about Trump himself, and I couldn't imagine being in his position, but Drudge is right. This is bull. He's put some tweets out we're going to go over here in a minute. But the Republican Party should be sued for fraud, because they're always claiming they want to cut taxes on the middle class and poor people. They're always claiming they're going to get rid of Obamacare. And now they've got the legislative, both House and Senate. They've got almost the majority of states, governorships, legislatures. But at the federal level, they've got the trifecta: legislative, executive, and judicial. And they're stalling for a year or two till hopefully, I guess, they lose the House or Senate. I mean, that's the game plan with sacks of crap, like old Blue Eyes, Paul Ryan, who was funded by George Soros. And again, Drudge is on target. I'm not kissing Drudge's ass, it's just true. While I'm busy focusing on so many other big issues, really the core here is Soros funded all 6 of the top Republicans against against Trump, and Drudge is pointing it out. And now they're just openly not keeping any other promises and saying, oh, maybe Obamacare and then maybe tax cuts, but we're not going to work with Trump, until he does things our way. Well, then you need to get the hell out of the way, okay? This is a mandate globally against you people. The big ultra-rich openly write the laws to avoid all the damn taxes, and then they put it on the middle class. I want to hire people. I want to give people raises. I want to expand. And so does everybody else that believes in this country and all over the world free enterprise. And you are frauds. You're a bunch of neocon, rhino pieces of crap. Let's look at his tweets right here. Sacramento Bee. Drudge says GOP should be sued for fraud. Questions priorities and if party can lead. Drudge, GOP should be sued for fraud. You can actually read his tweets. White House eyeing executive order targeting conflict minerals. That just means shutting down small companies that try to mine minerals themselves. It's a total monopoly deal, just like the diamonds. Rule, meanwhile, is Obamacare penalty tax still in place? Damn right it is. Republican Party should be sued for fraud. No discussion on tax cuts now, just lots of crazy. Back to basics, guys. No Obamacare repeal, tax cuts, but Republicans vote to shut Warren. Only know how to be opposition, not lead. Danger. And he goes over it all. And that's exactly, and then look at this article, very important. We posted it on Infowars.com too. Max Slavo article. Army preps for urban warfare in megacities, mass migration, disaster, and inner-city turmoil. Now, why do I raise that? I've been harping for years this is going on. And the media spins it and says, oh, you're anti-military. No, I'm anti our military being used domestically, but I'm also exposing the fact that Soros has doubled the amount of money he's giving to these Black Lives Matter groups and other groups to stir up the unrest. They're openly calling for civil war, and the military's having to get ready for it. And that'll destroy the stock market. It'll destroy the economy. If crap like this happens, you got Goldman Sachs, you got JP Morgan, you got Bloomberg, all out there trying to drive down the stock market and trying to kill this recovery. And again, I get it, the stock market's a big bubble. The point is, when they were in charge, they loved it being big. Now that it might get poor people out of where they're at, and Trump's trying to stall this collapse and get us out of it, they're trying to frickin' blow the bridge out from under us. It's so damn obvious. They admit they're doing it. And then every time I mention how the military is preparing for urban warfare and domestic takeover, because they admit they are, the media goes, Jones said they were about to invade Texas, and then make up some crap because they had a map showing Texas being invaded in a simulation. And I just said this is more conditioning for down the road. They go, Jones, well, it didn't come in the summer of 2015, like he said, and Planet X didn't come either. I've been saying Planet X is BS for 20 years. There are a whole bunch of planets out in the Kuiper Belt past Pluto. Some of them do come through in ellipticals. That's been proven, but I don't think it's imminent. The point is there's so many serious things. And people ask who I work for. I work for you. I work for myself. I work for prosperity and just decency. So I'm going to do another report on the whole preparation for civil unrest and societal collapse here in a moment. But isn't Drudge right? I mean, in fact, I should probably pull up the articles about the backstabbing. We posted them a few days ago, and how George Soros is openly funding Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, John McCain. You can go look at them meeting with him. I mean, the guy is just a frickin' James Bond villain. And then, anybody that doesn't want war with Russia, we're a Russian agent. Give me a break. You people are agents of evil is what you are. And thank God Trump is defending us against all the radical Islamists that have been turned loose on a planetary scale. I'll be on the radio tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central, Lord willing, Infowars.com/show. And I just want to thank you all for your support and spreading the word. I talked to Joe Rogan today, and he got back with me, and then I tried to get back with him. But I've got some big news on censorship that I haven't gotten to yet on air. But it's really important stuff. Massive censorship going on, and it's definitely happening. So we've got that coming up when I was on Joe's show. Google Play, you name it. So just a lot of serious stuff. It not showing up in iTunes, even though it's the all-time biggest podcast in history. And that's from Joe, who's got one of the biggest podcasts in the world. It's broken all the records, which, again, I'm just here talking about common sense. We're breaking all the records. So is Drudge, because we're telling the truth. I don't want to have a bunch of poor people around me because I've been successful. I don't want to go then, screw other people. I don't want them to be, successful like there will be blood or something. This is just crap. All right, well, Trump's great, but man, he's got to rein in the Republican scum. And as soon as I'm done with these transmissions, I'm going to make a special phone call dealing with ways to reel in the Republican establishment. Because let me tell you, if you think the Patriots were on the move with Trump, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm Alex Jones. I want to salute you all, no matter what color you are, where you came from. If you want freedom, you want justice, and you want free market, and you want free association, you're my brothers and sisters, and you are the resistance.